Hello again everyone, Ageofdune here, and we're back with another League of Legends Shoutcast. This one has one of my favorite players, well sort of. He's on TSM and they are the team that I really love. He is, of course, Xpecial here, playing Guqin Sona. I'd assume that's how you pronounce that, Guqin? I don't know. He is going to be against, I believe, Malphite. It looks like Malphite's going to be support. Corki is the ADC for Malphite, whereas Vayne is going to be the AD carry for Xpecial. And we'll take a look at the players' names and everything while we're getting everything set up here. We've got BAMBIoftheFOREST. I believe he's going to be playing top. That would definitely be my guess. No, mid, sorry. So, Lissandra is playing top, played by Beefy Jr. versus Riven, I would say. Played by young Richerich. Good, just set that up so it follow people around for the moment. We've got Fizz, played by BAMBIoftheFOREST, who I've seen before, and in the one I saw, he ended up rage quitting, so I wasn't happy with him. He's going to be against, apparently, Lissandra, played by frommaplestreet, who's also one of the awesome people out there. He is actually, ooh, looks like we're about to see a little something here. He's actually the brother to the odd one. And he's a member of Velocity Esports. So he's kind of cool. I enjoy watching him as well. And it looks like she went ahead and just went back. So no, there's not an engagement. They're just going to stare at each other and she's going to go back. So, yeah. I enjoy watching him as well. And I always kind of root for him to some extent because I like Odd One. And by extension, I like his family. So anyway, we've got Corki playing bottom, played by Restitution, versus Vayne, played by xBlueMoon. The supports, as I said, are Malphite, played by Flame and Sorrow. Ooh, that is an engagement here. And who's going to come out of this one ahead? Neither one so far. They just both got really low. And, oh, she came back in the bush, and he was able to Q her, so she ends up giving up first blood there, which is terrible news for her. It's not going to make too big of a difference. She's going to be able to get back to lane before anything bad happens. I mean, she's going to lose a little bit of CS, but not really much. Actually, Lissandra, I think, is going to lose more than she does because he's going back now. So she's going to get there. She's going to lose 1 or 2 CS, but she's not going to lose too much. Honestly, Lissandra's not going to lose much either. I mean, he's going to lose maybe 1 more minion than she does, which honestly isn't bad altogether. Alright, so the support for the red team is, of course, Xpecial, as I said, playing Sona. The junglers, we've got Shaco playing QmoneyAKAQdollas. Okay, then. Versus Aatrox, played by Aerodactyl. I know I've had him as well. So, there we go. Those are the people. And we actually have Xpecial with Ignite. He also warded up the river here. I did watch his stream in order to get into this particular game, and he mentioned the fact that he was going to go ahead and ward up the river on both sides to actually help out his jungler. It was not actually it was these sides. It was not something to defend the mid, but it was instead something to help out the jungler on the off chance that Shaco here decided to go ahead and go in. Shaco didn't, so it didn't really matter under the circumstances, but it could have. And he was ready for it too. Shaco's actually going in now. He's going to get into this bush with no problem whatsoever. And I have a feeling we're about to see a somewhat successful gank here. Shaco's pretty low. Riven might actually be able to take him down, but I really don't know. She seems kind of suspicious here. Oh, she jumped in with that, but she's going to get out anyway. Yeah, she did indeed get out. Got to stun Lissandra there, so he really didn't do too much to her at all. And that just kind of wasted the Shaco's time, but he's still sticking around. He hasn't left yet. Not to say that he won't. Pink ward in the bush there. And it kind of looks like Aatrox might be on his way out. Riven is still playing super defensive here. She does not know whether the Shaco is here or not. She's going to walk into that. Did get feared, but again, it really didn't do too much. And Shaco definitely took more damage than she did. In comes the... Nope, just kidding. I thought the Aatrox was going to come in. He did not, but he does look like he's coming in now. And there are no wards here, so... Lissandra's not even going to know. Shaco just went back, so Riven and Aatrox here could probably get a very successful gank off. And I have a feeling it's going to happen. We've got stuff happening down there, and I'll go check that out in a moment. But first, we've got the gank coming in. Boom! There it goes. He jumps to the minion to shield himself, and he does end up getting out of that. He's actually going in on Aatrox now because Riven turned back. Aatrox got really low there, but he did not end up going down. So I want to see what exactly happened mid. A little bit farther back, I think. It is Fizz, who honestly is really strong early game. Honestly, he's really strong late game. He's a really good assassin all around. So he did a lot of damage there to her, and he's still ticking. I think she really was able to at least somewhat save herself. Ooh, another gank. No, that's the same gank. Wow, really? Anyway, she was able to save herself there by stunning him in place. So she did not end up dying, but she did indeed get decently low there. Does she have any potions left? No, she actually started Doran's Ring, so she doesn't have any potions left. She's got one running, but she doesn't have any left after that one, so she's going to have to play fairly cautious now. And we actually had Shaco come in for a gank. Oh, very nice lock there under the tower. Almost ended up killing the Fizz. I want to see that whole gank, though. Alright, so Shaco is coming in from down here, jumped in there, and he goes in. Managed to slow her there, but she used that ability to get out with no problem. And that freeze was awesome. Very nicely played by frommaplestreet there. And he actually almost ended up taking the Fizz down. One more tower shot definitely would have got it. And it looks like Aatrox is coming in for a gank on them now. Fizz and Shaco. I'm not sure that's the best decision. No, he's just going to go ahead and come on up here to defend the tower, which is probably for the best. Up top, these guys are both trading fairly evenly. The Riven's slightly further behind, but nothing too bad. And down here, definitely looks like Xpecial and Vayne are doing way better than the other two. And that is something that Xpecial actually commented on in his stream. He just said, you know, Malphite's a good one and all, but he's really not that good. And I will just be able to tear him to shreds. And honestly, that's what we're seeing here. Malphite does not have any heal, and of course, Sona does. So any damage Malphite does with his harass there is just going to be completely offset by her heal. Unlike Tarek. Tarek is decent with his heal as well, but he doesn't have as short of a cooldown on the heal. So she's able to heal fairly often here. Yeah, that's it. Every 7 seconds, she can put out another heal. So she's able to keep them both very high up, and she's not having any problem with it whatsoever. Another gank. She froze him both this time. Took a little damage there from his dagger, but she ended up doing more damage than she took to the Fizz. He's forced to pop a potion there. He does have another Doran's Ring, as does she, I would assume. No, she went for a Null Magic Mantle, which is an excellent idea versus Fizz, and a Fairy Charm. My guess is she's probably going to be building the Chalice of Harmony based on those two items, but we'll see. I could be wrong. But that item right there, that Null Magic Mantle, is definitely good versus Fizz. The MR is amazing. Nice little trading up there from Riven. She's still behind Lissandra, health-wise. I guess part of it would be that Doran shield there. He doesn't do as much damage as she does. Oops, stuff happening down bottom. We'll go check that out in a moment. But, oh man. I don't think she's going to die here, but he just flashed. And that was really not the best decision, as Aatrox was able to flash in, and oh man, Riven was able to take him down. So that was really not a good decision on his part at all. So I'm going to go ahead and check out what happened down here. We saw that the Corki got really low. And there's their little engagement up there. So right around here's where he got low, probably from a Sona harass. Yes, there's the Sona harass that did it. We've got Shaco coming in. So he's going to try to turn this into a successful gank. I believe we saw one member of the red team die. Oh, the slow comes out on Xpecial. Xpecial's getting really low. Vayne's doing what she can here. I don't know. Oh, she does take down the Malphite. She's trying to get away from the Shaco now. I don't think she'll have a problem. She does have that ability right there. Oh, but he jumped to her, and she's able to flash out. She is going to live through this. So that ended up being a 1-for-1. More assists to the blue team, but it's really not a good thing when you gank and you end up coming out even. Sort of even. Like I said, they've got more assists gold, but even still, somewhat even. And it looks like Aatrox is taking the time to go ahead and just push this lane so that all these minions go to the tower and just get eaten by the tower so that they don't go to Lissandra, which is always nice. It's going to give Riven time to get back, probably right around the time that this is cleared. So honestly, she's not going to miss out on too much, but Lissandra is actually going to miss out on quite a bit. Although because of this thing, it's not going to be quite as much. But he's going to come down here anyway. And we had another gank mid. Should have followed him there, because, yeah, that's where he went. So, we've got Lissandra. Fizz actually did took a lot of damage from her there, and he tossed his fish, but it didn't work. And oh man! I'm not sure where he was trying to jump there. I think he tried to jump over the wall, but instead he just kind of jumped right to Aatrox, and Aatrox was able to take him down instantly. And now Aatrox is going to help push this lane so that they can do some damage to that tower, and so that Fizz, yet again, is deprived of that XP and CS. This Aatrox has been really evil on that, and he's just deprived 2 lanes now of XP. And they're probably not too happy. So far, the red team is slightly ahead. They're really not too far ahead. 1.1k ahead, which isn't too bad, but I mean, at this point in the game, it actually is a fairly decent amount. It's not too bad at all. CS-wise, Corki is actually behind by 6. No, 5. Yeah, 5. Maths, how did they work? Yeah, he's actually behind by 5, so he's not doing too bad there, honestly. And Riven just went in on Lissandra and chunked him down quite a bit there. Very nice little engage by her. So, this Fizz is actually fairly interesting to me. We've been seeing a lot of him ever since the Worlds. Oh my. They went back in. I'll continue that thought in a moment. I know we saw this little engagement here, but apparently her cooldowns came back up. They're getting really close. She went ahead and went in, used her ult there, and flashed back. Okay, so she does end up taking him down with that, does she? Yes! He came back out. Had he not come back out, I think he would have survived. He would have gotten really low, but he thought he was going to be able to take her down. And unfortunately for him, he was wrong, and he just ended up dying to a single auto attack. Fizz pushed that back up there. Looks like he's going in for a gank down bottom. It's going to be picked up by... I don't know if he... Actually, let's see that. Does he get picked up by this ward? I want to see. I want the red team. No. I believe he went that way, actually. So no, they have no idea where he is. But they do go ahead and ping, so... They know he's MIA. He's coming up here, by the way. Pro tip. Not that you can understand or hear me. And it looks like these guys are actually pushing Xpecial and BlueMoon back to the tower here. Doing a little bit of damage to the tower. Shaco's coming in for a gank, but for now it's too pushed this way to be able to do it. This is pink warded by the blue team, so they know that there are no wards from Xpecial in this bush. There's a couple of pings by the blue team saying somebody's MIA here. They're probably expecting the Shaco to come, or sorry, holy cow. Aatrox. They're probably expecting Aatrox to come in. Vayne just took a lot of damage, but, oh, very nice of Xpecial there. Was able to tank those Corki shots so that Vayne didn't already die. But now he's a little out of position here. He's trying to get back to his tower so he doesn't die. I don't know if he's going to be able to, he does go down. I didn't think he was going to be able to do it, but now Aatrox is here. Unfortunately for him, so are 3 members of the enemy team. They are currently shredding him. He does have that passive, however, so I think he's going to be fine. They've got to play fairly cautious here, and it looks like Fizz is on his way down. Nope, changed his mind. And Vayne's going to go ahead and go back, which is probably a good idea. Nice little gank there, and as much as Xpecial tried to go ahead and save, well, I mean, he did actually save Vayne, but he ended up sacrificing his life for it. Which, as a support player, I'm quite used to, and honestly, it's worth it. As a support player, that's one of the things you end up doing a lot. You sacrifice yourself to save your AD carry, because honestly, it's really important that your AD carry doesn't die. Oh man, MapleStreet is just tearing this guy up. Let's see, does he have... Okay, I was right about Chalice of the Harmony, and there's a decent chunk there from her Q, another Q, and wow, the ulti comes out, and I think he's gonna die. He does die, and he missed his ulti there. Hello, Earth. And unfortunately for him, he was not able to do too much to her at all. She barely took any damage, and now she's gonna be able to go help with this dragon. As I was saying earlier, before I got interrupted and just kind of sidetracked, Fizz is one of the things that if you've been watching Worlds, you would have seen a lot. He has been played in Worlds in a very large number of games because he is a very strong assassin. I mean, that's how you play Fizz. You go in and you just destroy the enemy AP carry instantly, and then you usually get out with no problem. So we've been seeing a lot of him as the current meta really works towards having assassins mid. We see Ahri, we see Fizz, and, you know, Zed. Just pretty much all assassins. And for a while, Ahri really wasn't considered an assassin, but she has since kind of been changed. Well, I don't think she's been changed. But people discovered that using Deathfire Grasp with her is amazing. So they did decide to go ahead and do that. Nice little exchange here, and yet again, Fizz came out behind. MapleStreet is playing this really well, and he's able to dodge a lot of those Fizz attacks. Like, I know I saw at least one jump there that he just completely dodged using his, what is it, W? Nope, E. I haven't played Lissandra, so I didn't know exactly what it was. Glacial Path, though, either way. So he's actually playing really well here, and I'm actually wondering if he might end up going mid next season. He used to be, or he is, or something, the AD carry for Velocity Esports. They are going into relegation, so I'm wondering if they may end up having some more switches beforehand. I know that one of their team members left, and I'm pretty sure that was actually their mid player. So it does kind of make one believe that might end up being the case. We'll go check out him in a moment. There's a nice little engage there. The ulti comes out from the Malphite, and unfortunately for them, Shaco was there as well. So the Aatrox passive got popped. He's trying to escape here. They're going to go ahead and turret dive this. The Aatrox does end up going down. Now it looks like Xpecial's going to go down, and they're trying to take down Vayne. Vayne, I think, is going to live. No, she ends up dying to the Ignite from Shaco. So they actually got a lot of kills there. And that actually was not bad at all for them. That was great, actually. Let's go a little further back. Alright, so she trapped him there. He kicked her away, and she came roaring right back in. And I know we saw her tower dive here. There we go. She stunned him there, ignited him, and she's going in. Gonna try to do it. He flashes out, though. So, and the ignite was not enough to kill him. One more tick would have got him, but he actually was not ignited. She ignited early enough that one tick was not enough to do it. There we go. Now she takes him down, and she's not going to be able to escape that. We did see her die, and that's actually shutdown gold to Lissandra, which is not too good at all for them. We've got Lissandra coming around. I think she may end up going in. I kind of doubt it, though, because there are a lot of them here. Yeah, they're going to lose this tower, and I have a feeling she's going to back off. She's got to watch out, though. Shaco is picked up by this. She got him with her Q, and I think she's going to be fine. Yeah, she's definitely going to be fine, unless these guys come. I mean, she got him really low, but it would be a 3 versus 1, and that's not really what you want as Lissandra. So she did end up escaping that. Did some decent harass to Shaco, but was not quite able to take him down. Obviously, I mean, that's not really unexpected. Fizz seems to be coming up from behind her. I believe he has his ulti. He does have his ulti. There we go. There goes the ulti. It does land on her. Now she's being attacked. She uses her ult on herself, and I think she's going to get out of this. Or actually, she's going to go take him down. She's going to take him down. She flashed to take him down. Wow. Like I said, MapleStreet is just playing this really well. Yes, you got me down with your ult. Yes, you did a lot of damage to me. But number one, he's got that, which of course makes Fizz do a lot less damage. And honestly, he's dodging a lot of the abilities using the E and Flash and everything else. And he's just really playing this really well. And it's shutting this Fizz down hard, which is not at all what I expected, honestly. Having seen Fizz so many times in Worlds and actually against myself, he does a lot of damage really fast, and I expected that to be about what was going to happen this time. But the starting thing was that Null Magic Mantle, and that really started tipping it in Lissandra's favor. He still has not built any MR whatsoever, so she's able to do quite a bit to him, and he's really not able to do that much to her. And she just got her level 2 boot. She went ahead, of course, and got the Sorcerer's Shoes, so even if he does get MR now, she's going to hit through it. Not too far, but she is going to hit through it more than expected. He does have his as well, though, so he does rip through hers as well, but not nearly enough to make it worth it for him. And it kind of looks like Malphite's setting up for a gank here, but there's nobody around to help him. So yeah, that's not going to end up working. Now she sees that. Ooh, Xpecial just got caught there by Shaco. He's warding, I believe, over there. And it looks like he is going to go down. Aatrox was trying to get there to help, as was Lissandra, but that did not end up happening. And now Shaco's on a rampage. He's going in on the Lissandra. She's doing what she can to him. In comes the ult from Malphite. She ults herself, though, again. And I think she's still going to go down. She does go down to Corki, actually. And now Shaco's trying to get away from Aatrox. Gets popped up there. He goes down. The shutdown gold to Aatrox. And Vayne is able to get a double kill there. She got both Corki and Malphite, which is great for her. Let's watch that entire engage by her on, let's say, a little bit slower speed. Alright, so there we go. She is tearing that Corki up. Punched him against the wall. I think he was actually trying to get over the wall. Did not end up happening. And she was able to get that one last shot on him. I want to see where exactly the Malphite went down. Okay, so here we go. We've got Xpecial coming up, and he's getting really low, as we saw before, and he does end up dying. Shaco sort of backs off here, but then comes right back in. And then this is where the exciting action comes in. He starts going in on Lissandra, does quite a bit to her. Malphite's coming in this way. Here comes the ulti from Malphite. Boom! Lands, and the ult from Lissandra on herself means that she does not die from that. And Vayne is just ripping Malphite to shreds. He dies pretty much instantly. Down goes the Lissandra, as we saw, and he turns around to go ahead and chase down the Shaco, which we saw him get. And I think, do we see? Okay, no, he was not jumping across. Actually, I don't know. I think he was, honestly. I'm really not sure. But they do end up taking that down, and that got Vayne a double kill and Aatrox shutdown gold, which is pretty huge for their team. And it's really not looking good at all for the blue team. Had Fizz been there, it might have turned things around, but he wasn't, and it didn't. So, not too bad at all. That ended up being a 3-for-1. And that's not what you want to see when you're the blue team there. Going in, actually no, it was the 3-for-2. I forgot about Xpecial. Xpecial did die. So it was a 3-for-2. They could have got just the free kill and got out, but Shaco went back in, as did the Malphite there, and it ended up them dying. Wow, Riven just chunked Lissandra again. I have a feeling once her cooldowns are up, she's going to go right back in. There we go. We see her flash in, and he actually kicks her out of tower range. He thought that was going to be able to make it so he could survive, but no, she just destroyed him instantly, and then the only thing that kick did was make it so she takes less damage. So she's happy. She's going to get that tower because of it. And yeah, that's going to be the 4th tower for the blue team. And things are not looking, like I said, they're not... 4th tower down on the blue side. 4th tower down for the red team. Misworded that. Dragon's back up. And we might see something around here. Looks like Xpecial's coming over to ward. He's going to be picked up by this ward. Indeed he is. And Corki may have decided to go in on that. She's picked up him as well. So she knows, or he knows, that they're there. And now he is indeed going to come down here. He placed that ward there to get vision should they decide to come. And does he have a pink? He does not have a pink. He's not even going to ward. Okay, there we go. There's his ward. He's just warding up all of the pathways to Dragon outside of, Shaco jumping over and Corki jumping over and Fizz jumping over. And, okay, yeah. That really didn't do too much if they decided to go in on it. I don't think they are, but they really could. Every one of them except for Malphite has to jump over. Malphite has to jump over, but I don't think he's going to want to use his ult on Dragon. So, they could have jumped over, but honestly, it would have ended up going bad for them anyway because the red team came up right after. They see the blue team coming as well, but they're going to easily get out of that with no problem. Honestly, they probably could have stuck around and did a lot of damage. Ooh, Lissandra, you're out here way too far. There we go, Riven going in. The kick comes out from Lissandra. He takes down the turret. Not sure it's going to be worth it for him. She has ulti. She's doing a lot of damage to him. We're going to see her. Oh, wow. He jumped to the minion there, but her ulti was just in range, and he died. Ouch. He thought he was going to be safe. He's like, I got this. I'm going to jump to that minion. I think I said he. No. Yeah, he jumped to the minion to shield, and he thought he was going to get out, but no. Not even close. You're going to die.
Is it cold in here?
And Fizz is going back to the jungle again. Not sure what Riven's doing. She's going to catch him there. She's going to see him anyway. And the ulti from Lissandra was probably just about to come out there. But he did jump out of that just in time. Had he not, I think he would be dead now. But Aatrox actually went ahead and dove here. I think he's going to die. And we're going to see a lot of... Actually, it's going pretty well in the red team's favor. I thought it was going to be in the blue team's favor for this one. But the red team is just too fed here. And the blue team was fairly spread out. Vayne's tanking the tower. I think she's going to die here. She does end up dying. And in the end, it's currently a 4-for-3. Lissandra's going to get out of this. I think Xpecial will not. But I could be wrong. And it looks like Lissandra's going in on blue with her massively low health. Yeah, he'll be fine. He's got this. Lissandra can kite like crazy. So actually, Xpecial does get out of that. And that ended up being a 4 Courier 2. Was it 4 for 2 or 3 for 2? I just said it, but I think it was 4 for 2. Yeah. Almost certain. I could be wrong. It might have been 3 for 2. Either way, that was in the favor of the red team. Yet again, even though they tower dove and Aatrox really went really far in, he still ended up coming out ahead, or his team ended up coming out ahead in that fight. And that was great. And we see a lot of wards from Xpecial. That's one of the key things that a lot of people have learned from Worlds. I know I was talking to one of my friends, and he's like, yeah, after watching Worlds, I will be doing a lot more warding. Because, you know, a lot of times, myself, even if you watch my supporting videos, I don't have nearly as many wards out. I don't know. I mean, I usually have 3 plus maybe 2 regular wards. So I guess I actually do have right about the same number of wards as Xpecial does currently. But honestly, I could probably get better at warding. I tend to let them drop, and I really shouldn't do that. There comes the fish. It does end up landing, and I have a feeling Riven's going to go down. She does indeed end up going down, but Malphite got caught here. He ended up dying. What was he doing over here? Was he warding? He's walking this way. Gets attacked there by the Aatrox. Oh, I think Aatrox almost didn't make it over that, which is kind of funny. He's doing his best to get out. There is the Aatrox ulti. He flashes over the wall, but the Q there is able to take him down. No, not Q. I confuse those a lot. His E. Apparently I'm doing that a lot in this game. Yeah, his E was able to take him down, and 1 for 1 again. Hopefully we'll see, well, hopefully for the blue team, we'll see a little bit of a turnaround. I'm kind of doubting it, but you never know. It's highly unlikely, though. Right about now would be an excellent time for them to do something. We've got 3 members of the blue team mid, and, 4 members of the blue team, 3 members of the red team. And they could probably end up doing a lot of damage here, but I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to go ahead and just slowly push this up. They're going to try to get this tower, but I don't think they're going to be able to get that. The red team has a very high defense on this tower. It is still pretty well full, so it's going to be hard for the blue team to get that tower. Hard indeed. But Shaco's split pushing, and he's actually got his Ravenous Hydra now. So he's going to be able to do a lot of damage to minions. He's going to be able to split push really well. And of course he's Shaco, so he can get out of anything. I don't think he could 1 versus 1 a Vayne, but he's still going to be able to escape her. She's not going to be able to kill him unless she manages to stun him. So he's just going to hang out in that bush there. Oh, there we go. Malphite ulti comes out, but the Lissandra ulti instantly happened. The Aatrox does end up going down, but it's a 2 for 1 so far. And that ended up, yeah, it's just going to be a 2 for 1. I'm actually really surprised by the timing there by Lissandra. That was ridiculously fast. Malphite was in the middle of his ulti when she went ahead and ultied herself. And it completely negated that Malphite ult and did damage to him. So I'm really surprised by how well that went. And there we go. Shaco did indeed come back out, push this back up, and Vayne says, thanks, man. I could use the CS. In the meantime, though, the rest of the red team's going in on this tower. Vayne doesn't really need to. She's just getting CS up there. And honestly, red team doesn't need her for right now. Very soon they will. The entire blue team is up. But for right now, they don't. And this tower sees the ward and... or not tower. Ward sees the other ward, but it dies. So they're going to have to either plant another pink ward here or just let that ward stay. I think they know it's there if they were paying attention. But I don't think they're going to take it down quite yet. Malphite, of course, is somewhat behind here. I mean, he's got a decent number of wards, but he's actually not too far behind in CS-wise. I mean, sorry, not CS, but assists. Kills, he's 2 behind Xpecial, and he's got a lot less global gold. As they've got, I think, 2 or 3, I think 2 dragons. 2 dragons, and a lot of towers here. Here we go. They're going to go ahead and take down that ward, and there's another one. And I think that actually may end up baiting these guys into going in on that. Okay, no. For a little bit, I thought they were going to go ahead and stick around a little bit too long, and the blue team was going to be able to engage on them. Honestly, Malphite's really good at that. But it did not end up happening, and red team's actually falling back. They are going to be picked up by those wards. Shaco just got hit pretty hard there. Vayne was able to push him off, and he's going to have to go back before he can split push again, I believe. Although he may sit around here. I mean, he's got the Ravenous Hydra, which gives him a lot of lifesteal. So he actually may be able to just stick around here, go back in on the minions, lifesteal himself back up, and yet again, if Vayne goes in on him, just run away. That's what he's been doing the whole time. He's split pushing, trying to get some damage to this tower. He's just keeping Vayne away from her team. And it's working really well, but honestly, her team doesn't need her there at the moment. So, I'm not sure it's really working out worth it for them. But right now would be an excellent time for the blue team to go in on that Baron. They know it's not warded, and they can get there from here. So even if there are wards here, pretty much all of them can get straight to that Baron. It looks like Corki really wants to. He's hovering around it, and I did just see that ping on Baron, but nobody seems to be coming. Shaco might be now. Yeah, Shaco is coming, and now Corki's already gone, but Corki's coming back. So I think this may end up being the first dragon kill for the blue team. Corki went ahead and walked all the way around instead of coming over the bush, because that would of course get rid of his escape. But yes, this is going to be the first dragon kill for the blue team. But in the meantime, Malphite here just got caught. He's trying his best to get out. Oh, the ulti comes out. Yeah, he's going to go down. Not sure an ulti for one person was worth it, but actually, if they're going in on Baron, it probably was. If they can get this Baron, and I'm almost certain they will. Blue team says, well, we've got to go for the tower here, because we're not going to be able to stop them. And of course, everybody but Corki changed their mind. So yeah, it does end up going down. There is the Lee Sin locked down by the Lissandra ult. He dies there. Corki's trying his best. He does get the tower down. And actually, Shaco's going to get this tower as well. He's got his little Shaco clone tanking the tower, so the minions are able to take it down, and down it goes indeed. But honestly, 2 towers for a Baron and a kill. I think the red team came out of that one a little ahead, simply because they've still got that buff. And honestly, they already had those towers down, or the equivalent towers down. So they're still ahead on towers. They are currently 6k ahead in gold, which actually isn't that much, but it's a pretty decent amount. I mean, it's no huge amount, but it's a pretty decent amount. Malphite's roaming around here. He's gonna get picked up by Sona. He's actually gonna try to take her, but Riven's on her way to him. Wow, that damage, and he's gonna die. Was that her stun? I think it was. I think Keyburst just utterly destroyed him there. She took over half of his health with one spell. I mean, he is support Malphite, so I guess it's not really too surprising. He's not exactly the most tanky of characters. Fizz, unfortunately, decided to go in on Aatrox, which not going to work out for you too well, because he's got that revive passive. It does mean the passive is down, but they're going to go in on Corki. Corki died immediately. The Lissandra ulti came out and forced him to just die there without anything he could do about it. Down goes the mid turret. Shaco's pushing bot, but in the meantime, red team is pushing mid. And Shaco's not going to be able to base race this. He would lose the base race. Down goes the turret here. They're going to take down the Malphite, who just ulted in to try to take them down. No, it's not going to happen. He does go down. Down goes this tower very shortly here. And yeah, this is going to be GG. Down it goes indeed. Oh, he tried kicking her into the fountain, but unfortunately for him, it did not end up happening. So that is the end of this match. Not too bad. He did end up getting the tower, and I think he got the inhib as well. But it's not really enough when the enemy team gets your nexus. So I definitely think the red team came out just a little bit ahead there. Alright, let's take a look at their items and such. We've got Riven with 238 CS versus Lee Sin with 186. That's a pretty huge difference. She's 944 versus 461. Also a huge difference. She's got Bloodthirster, Last Whisper, Hex Drinker, Brutalizer, and a Mercury's Treads. That's probably targeting Fizz. You try to burst me, jerk. Lee Sin has Ravenous Hydra, Randuin's Omen, Ninja Tabby, and a Doran Shield. Definitely building against Riven there. Lissandra has 236 CS versus 181. We saw her shutting him down pretty hard, so I'm not really surprised. She's 319 versus 253. Definitely ahead there as well. Zhonya's Hourglass, Athene's Unholy Grail, Sorcerer's Shoes, Blasting Wand, Doran's Ring, and a Ward versus Zhonya's Hourglass, Lichbane, which is very strong on Fizz, of course, Sorcerer's Shoes, and a Doran's Ring. The Vayne is at 208 CS versus 246 for Corki. She is 421 to 336. Ahead in all respects. Actually, no. She's behind in CS. She's got Blade of the Ruined King, Phantom Dancer, Berserker's Greaves, Pickaxe, and a Doran's Blade versus Trinity Force. Of course, it's Corki. As a side note, yeah, I saw a Vayne build Trinity Force the other night. It was kind of shocking, and it was very ineffective. Don't do that. That's probably not your best of ideas. Trinity Force, Bloodthirster, Berserker's Greaves, no enchant Pickaxe, Doran's Blade, and a Longsword. The Sona has 24 CS to 15 for Malphite, 2-4-10 versus 0-8-5. Big difference there. Again, Ruby Sidestone, Boots of Mobility, Philosopher's Stone, Ruby Crystal, and a Sight Ward versus Ruby Sidestone, Ninja Tabby, Philosopher's Stone, Vision Ward, and Sight Ward. Finally, we've got the junglers. Aatrox has 185 CS versus 167 for Shaco. They're pretty close there, but he's 6-3-5 versus 5-2-2. That's a pretty big difference there. Ravenous Hydra, of course, Spirit Visage, Phage, Berserker's Greaves, and Pickaxe, and a Doran's Blade. Spirit Visage just works so well. That unique passive works really well with Aatrox. For those of you who don't know, it increases his lifesteal, so he ends up being very, very good at stealing life from people. Finally, we've got Shaco with Ravenous Hydra, Static Shiv, Warden's Mail, Berserker's Greaves, and Double Dorans. So that's the end of this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.